So as we measured stress, burnout, work engagement, and mood with our last study, there were a lot of comments we got from staff about how it made them feel, about how it made the work environment feel for them. There's not a quantitative outcome measure, a research tool that you can use to get to that piece of it. So we do have a qualitative study that will launch this spring where we're going to use small focus groups of staff that have interacted with the dogs, because what we want to know is, what emotions do you feel? What emotions are elicited when you see the dogs?
Mhm.
What's the feeling of the unit when the dogs are on the unit versus when they're not? How do the presence of these dogs change the work environment? Does it, because it makes it feel like home? Does it
Mhm.
does it make it seem more comfortable? What is that? And so the only way to get to those pieces of information is through people telling you, and then we'll see
Mhm.
if the themes come out about what that might be. So we have a
Mhm.
qualitative study for that, and then the second study will also be a qualitative study, and we really want to look at the motivation of our handlers,
Mhm.
because they are employees. So this is above and beyond the time they spend at work, that they're giving back to their peers. What's that motivation? Where does that come from? What does it look like? And
Mhm.
what joy do they get out of it? And
Mhm.
what about their dogs? So those are the two that we're going to get started this year, and then we have some others in the future. We'd love some collaboration with our College of Vet Med, and really looking at the impact on the dogs, the therapy dogs, when they come into the hospital, because we
Mhm.
know they absorb stress. We can
Mhm.
tell after an hour or two, their head starts to hang, their tail starts to drop, they start to just kind of drag, and you can
Mhm.
tell they've absorbed a lot of stress and they need to take a break. So
Mhm.
as a handler, you're trained in that, but I also want to look at what physiologically that does to their body. So we're going to measure their saliva. There's a uh, salivary alpha amylase, which is a component of saliva that measures stress reactivity in
Oh, wow.
humans and in dogs. So
Mhm.
what I'd like to do is look at that for our handlers and our
Mhm.
dogs when they're really in a traumatic situation and when they're helping our staff. What does that look like for them? What is that doing to their body, and how long does that last? So that's another
Mhm.
future study we're looking at.